Hey TI family, Christina Marie here, back with another video, watching their play unfold. Mammogram. Oh my god, this AI is stupid, bruh. Anyway, under heavy duty attacks, they keep threatening me with heart attacks, trying to control me. They're trying to program me. They've been trying for a few weeks now, messing with my facial expressions, the way that I walk, literally sending goo troops to attach themselves to my hive mind and my body to come in remotely and have me walking like them and looking like moving my body like them, this, that, and the other. And I mean, it's so obvious because, you know, I don't move like that, so I can like discern what's what. But they're really trying to program me. The shit that they're doing is just ridiculous. Like the audacity that they have to just speak on me when they're in the position that they're in and when they are who they are. It's just a bunch of audacity. But anyways, so, you know, just watching the play unfold. Their new world order is not gonna work. Everybody thinks that, you know, it's really about a party and it's really political, and no, they need you to believe that so they can put themselves in a position to where they can come in and look like they don't want you to know who they are. So they're gonna come in and act like they're, you know, a political party, this, and they're gonna act like they're the Democrats, and they're gonna act like, you know, they're the heroes, this and that, and they're trying to get things together, but they're really just Satanists. Like, we just let the satanic BS in, and they're using Biden as a puppet. Like, they don't give a fuck about Biden. They don't care about Biden or Trump. They don't care about either one of them, but they need it to go accordingly so their plan will work. It's all orchestrated. So they're having Biden just rip the economy to shreds. Like, that's their main goal. They want the economy to go to shit so they can reboot the currency. They want to reboot the currency. They want to have a reason. Like, they need reasons, and we're giving them reasons. Because people don't realize they need to have faith in themselves rather than these political parties and allowing the government to govern them. But anyways, so they need everybody's anger and hate, and it's a karmic thing too, and a lot of people don't understand this. It's a karma thing. So when, I'll make an example. So when these perpetrators, these pieces of shit, run smear campaigns, everybody's basically into a manifestation by directing negative energy towards that individual. So the universe reacts to that, and it's, you know, I guess considered like a religious person would look at it like witchcraft. It's not witchcraft. Like, a lot of people believe they use witchcrafts, and like, they don't have the power to manifest, so they use us to co-create for them because they don't have the power. They're cut off from source and the universe. They're cut off from the divine, the whole nine. So anyways, so all that energy is directed towards that person. So bad things end up happening to these puppets that they're using, because you got everybody looking at them, and they have to use like counterintelligence orchestrations and maneuvers across the board. In order for it to work, they have to use algorithms to match the natural rhythms of the universe. Like, that's how they play keep up and catch up. So you'll notice like breaks and pauses in between their show and their play, as the universe is shifting, as humanity is shifting. And this is all for them to glide in, literally, like a freaking plane coming in for landing. Like, they're trying to carry their show with algorithms using technology, like literally counterintelligence maneuvers, algorithms to match the rhythms of the natural universe. It's natural rhythm. And like, they're literally playing it by ear, no pun intended. Because they can't see, because they've been cut off from source, they're playing it by ear. And they're like trying to keep up with the natural beat and flow of the universe using algorithms. So because unfortunately humanity needs a physical explanation as to what's going on, humanity is allowing them to demonstrate it in a, how can I say it, in a materialistic manner. And people don't understand this is a spiritual battle. This is a spiritual thing. This is a spirit, the universe. It's all spiritual. But because humanity is ignorant and blind to the truth, because they've been programmed to not be able to think outside of their brain prisons, their minds, seeing is believing for them, even at this point during the awakening. So, they're basically allowing and giving permission for the enemy to perform this show for them because they need a materialistic explanation. So it's kind of unfortunate, but, it is what it is. If you're truly awakened or, enlightened at this point, which most of us are, what is known as, the chosen one, God's chosen. That's how, they define the awakened ones. We can see past all the bullshit. We can actually feel and see the algorithms, and we're just sitting there shaking our heads at the enemy like, you guys are a bunch of fucking clowns. Like, we're laughing at them, and the rest of the world is getting pissed off at Biden and Trump and Antifa and fucking, where's Q? What happened to Q? Like, who? What? Huh? Who is Q? Like, everybody's just in their little groups and labels to define and segregate. And they don't even realize that defining themselves with these labels of groups systematically, it segregates and separates you, and which separates and segregates the spirit. So you got all these groups that are being created like offspring off the whole agenda. And it's just going to continuously create these little side hoe groups like Antifa, and you got Black Lives Matter, which is a very important thing that the African American community is waking up. However, they're waking up into animosity. So with that being said, their agendas, their intention is going to be overridden with an agenda by the enemy. So the enemy still got them in the oppressive grip that they've always had them in. And it's still enslaving their spirit, their true essence. The African American community, like the rest of the world that's waking up, really needs to dive into their DNA, genetics, and really get to the nitty gritty so they can override the agendas that is being presented to them. So that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Sound like Forrest Gump. What a coincidence. I live in Alabama. But yeah, all this spiritual warfare, a lot of people are needing a physical explanation. And I'll be honest with you, I think that's when God's going to come in, and the enemy and the sleepwalkers are going to get the explanation they didn't want to see. Like, so I think a lot of us awakened chosen ones are basically like sitting ducks at this point. Like, this is our hibernation period with all these lockdowns. And a lot of people don't realize that these lockdowns are, because of us. They're trying to keep the sleepwalkers at bay with that algorithm of hypnosis to have faith and believe in the platform lives that they're performing in politics and across the world, trying to rule in China, this, that, and the other. So there's still, anything that's conquer and divide is an agenda. Because once you're awakened and enlightened, you realize that, everything is just it's, you know, it just is. And, you know, you're unconditional love, and you don't do war. You're a peaceful being. You want to put things back together. And, you know, the enemy wants to destroy anything that is getting in their way of their, you know, parasitical agendas like New World Order, which is not going to work. And I've said it so many times, because they can't even get it together to make peace within themselves and amongst each other in their secret societies. They're even divided in their secret societies of, you know, they consider it to be ranks and levels, but, you know, they still have ego because they're cut off from source. So they're not able to actually deal with their egos and cleanse, you know, their egos and their minds of, you know, in a more spiritual manner, because they're cut off from the spirit, because they chose their battles, basically. So with that being said, you're dealing with secret societies that come from, you know, all over the world, and you're dealing with different cultural backgrounds. So when still dealing with the ego, you know, that's going to play a major role in their disconnection of trying to come together as a, you know, new world order and one world government. Like, there's still egos there. And my intuition has been telling me that there's, you know, other countries involved that want to pull a fast one, you know, on the enemy, whose, you know, intentions are to really take over and blindside the enemy. So it's not going to work either way. And this has been shown to me so many times during visions, dreams, etc. And I've had that vision and dream of a meteor with, you know, that is a dragon carrying it, like an asteroid headed this way. Now, I don't know if this is like a spiritual thing or if this is really going to happen. You know, it might have to do like that part in the Bible in Revelations where the water becomes bitter. But God has also showed me that these perpetrators, the enemy, is going to do something to our waters as well. They really want us to solely codepend on them instead of turning back to our divine state and turning to the divine and turning to nature and the Most High. They want us to depend on them like they're the ones with all the power, and they have no power at all. Like, the only power they have is lies and manipulation. And they can't even manifest it in the physical. They got to use holograms to do it. So, like, I'm too woke, I'm too enlightened to really fall for any of their tactics. You know, they're really good at manipulation. They're really good at, you know, pulling a fast one on somebody to where you can't use your discernment. And I've seen that with my own eyes. And but I'm just going to keep plugging away in the spirit, plugging away in the physical, trying to detox and eat right. But I got to get my coffee. I love you guys. Stay strong on the battlefield. Don't give up.